Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, let's talk about being stealthy while fishing. I think it's something that's super important. I think that as fishermen, we don't think about being ultra quiet, as much as we should. Most fishermen are also hunters. I would wager to say most fishermen are hunters, and I just started hunting this year, so I can't claim to know a lot about hunting. But one thing I do know from my first a deer hunt this year, which I did get a buck. I'm pretty proud of that. One thing I learned was that scent is really important. Making sure that the deer can't smell you and that you're downwind, and also being ultra quiet and very still. Those are all really important for hunting. And so hunters know those principles, and they definitely take care in being quiet and stealthy. But fishermen, I see it a lot. We don't pay attention to it as much. I'm not going to say that like me talking or having a conversation with somebody is going to make a lot of noise under the water, because really what's happening is that your voice is kind of deflecting off of the water to a degree. However, anything that can translate through the hull of the boat is heard very clearly under the water. In fact, sound can travel through water much more efficiently than the air, which is something that I didn't realize until a few years ago. And so fish can hear the slightest thing, you stomping around on the deck of your boat, your buddy closing his storage lid on the back of the boat. All those things are super critical. So one of the things that I do that I think that everybody should do in a tournament situation, or even just fun fishing, because we all want to maximize our success on the day on the water, is I tell my partner, if we're fishing shallow or relatively shallow, make sure that you don't stomp around or close the lids in the boat abruptly. Close them nice and soft. We don't want any of that sound translating through the hull of the boat. So that's one thing that I like to do. But I would like to show you a video real quick to kind of illustrate how well you can hear, especially your trolling motor under the water. So let's watch this video real quick. All right, so that video I just showed you is actually a video that I got on a GoPro while I was guiding in Alaska. I've been guiding in Alaska since 2005, and one year I brought up some GoPros, and I would send them down to the bottom as we were fishing to see the fish. I've got some really cool footage, but that's one of my favorite clips. Obviously, that's not a bass, that's a halibut, but you can see that number one, lots of light down there. I was blown away to learn that there was so much light penetration down to that depth, and I'm gonna tell you how deep that was after we watch the video again. The second thing that I want you to pay attention to when rewatching it is, turn the volume up and listen to how well you can hear my 9.9 kicker going in and out of gear and actually running at this depth. So let's watch that again. All right, so how deep do you think that GoPro was? Okay, was it 20 feet, 30 feet? It was 95 feet of water. Incredible, right? I was blown away to learn that you had that much light penetration down there. Of course, it needed good clarity of water, which we had, and also how well I could hear that motor go in and out of gear and also running. It was incredible. I mean, just the fact that you could hear it down to 90 something feet that clearly, that crisp, was really an eye-opener for me when it comes to being stealthy. So let's talk about one thing that I like to do when I'm running my trolling motor. Now, we've got the Motor Guide Tour Pro here. Great trolling motor, very quiet as far as the lower unit operation, when the prop is turning, but it's also extremely quiet when it comes to steering. especially when you consider all the other, GPS trolling motors on the market. Their power steering are generally really loud. So I'm really impressed with the Tour Pro and it's quiet steering. But the biggest thing I think that is what makes the most amount of noise and really makes those fish pretty skittish is taking your foot on and off the trolling motor button, the throttle button. So one thing that I like to do, say we're flipping and pitching a shoreline. So instead of having the dial here at one high speed and then pressing on and off constantly, what I like to do is I like to go ahead and set that to a very low setting. Usually it's right around 3. And by setting it at a very low setting, what I'm trying to accomplish is I'm trying to actually fish down a bank without taking my foot on and off the trolling motor button and making that abrupt sound. So keep it consistent. If you keep it consistent, even though the fish definitely can hear the trolling motor noise, number one, it's going to be a lower decibel, and it's also going to be more consistent, so they're not going to be as on edge. So it's just one thing to definitely pay attention to. And overall, I think being stealthy is an extremely important part of being a fisherman and being effective at catching fish and maximizing your success. So be more stealthy, catch more fish, and thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. I'll see you out in the water.